Feliz. How did I say Good Friday? Viernes. Buen Friday? No. Viernes Santo? I don't know how they say it. Good Friday. Wow, I should know that. I'm supposed to be teaching Spanish. I should know how to say Good Friday. Viernes de, I don't know, Friday of sorrow. Okay. All right, I see you want to follow me today, but all right. I know. I don't know if anybody will be here today, but I am cooking my fish. Buen dia, buen dia. It's 12 o'clock, so we're not going to say buenos dias. We say buen dia or buenas tardes. How's everybody doing? I've been kind of going around the house. I need, it's like the house, the floors look dirty today for some reason. They are doing some renovations in the building. And there's always, they have this machine, so there's a lot of dust. So the patio, you could just kind of on the chairs and the tables. So I had to go wipe everything down, even though it doesn't last, because once they start again on Monday, it's gonna be the same thing. What's happening here in Panama, whenever there is a holiday, okay? If there's a holiday, people are leaving the city. They're going into the interior. So from yesterday, maybe even the day before, the highways are packed. Bumper to bumper traffic and accident. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo está, Denita? Hola, Joyce. Gracias. Hola, buenas tardes. Yes. So the city tends to be real quiet whenever they have a major holiday. So today I thought I would take you along as I decide what to do with my fish. If you were to go anywhere in Panama, any market, the fish is, popping. People are buying left and right. I went to the fish market Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday morning. It was packed. And then all the prices, have been jacked up because, even since Lent, which is after Carnival, the 40-day Lent, where you're supposed to fast and restrain and look within at yourself. So people were eating a lot more fish. But this week, Semana Santa, it was all about fish. And of course, they eat the fish, the camarones, the shrimp, crab. They love to eat, what is that thing? Pulpo. Anyway, will come to me. The thing with tentacles, they love that here. I don't like that. But, there's a lot of it. And at the fish market here, they have a mix fish thing, seafood mix that you can buy. It's got different kind of fish. It's got shrimp, it's got some clams, and you can buy that by the pound too. I tried it one time. I made some soup. I did not really care for it. Octopus, that's it. They call it pulpo here. They love octopus. I'm still working on it. But people tell me, if you grill it, it tastes real good. I don't know. I can't get past the tentacles. Just like I can't get past the frog legs when they jump in the long. I can't. Okay. So I showed you, I had bought a fillet of Corvina. Corvina is the most abundant fish here in Panama. Usually you can get it for like $3.50 a pound. It was $5 a pound. And yesterday I saw they were showing the prices on TV went up to $6. That happens every major holiday. If something is popular, the price goes up. I think in the US they call that price gouging or something. No, that's just the way it is here, okay? So I cleaned the fish. And I'm going to season it real quick because you don't need to over season your fish and you don't have to marinate fish. I told you that before because it's very mild and it picks up the flavor really good, so you don't need to put a lot of things in it. Definitely lots of acid, garlic, salt, pepper. That's pretty much what you need and some herbs. And then I was looking at another fish that kind of look like my pompano fish that I love so much. So I'm gonna try that, but I'm gonna make this in a kind of a soup, okay? This one, I'm gonna cook it, and then I'm going to put my ackee in it. I don't have peppers, so we're gonna do onions and tomatoes. What are tomatoes? I was rinsing them in vinegar. All right, so see, every time I pass it, it just gets mad. And it's like, why do you go that far? You turn around. All right, don't be mad. Okay, I still had some leftover tomatoes from the time I bought a whole bag for $1. You know, I can't pass a bargain, but it's time, so I'm gonna use that, okay? So, I had one beet. I'm boiling it, so hopefully it will be ready by the time we're done. And, whew, this is getting really ripe, so I'm gonna put this in the oven. Maybe I should do that first because it won't take long to cook. And then, so the fish, the corvina, I'm gonna cook together with the ackee. And then as a side, multiple sides, I have the rest of that Swiss chard that I cleaned. And for the soup, because I don't know exactly how this fish is, the corvina is not like a white fish. It's not like a sole or something real delicate. It does have a little body to it, so it might take a few minutes to cook. And what I usually do is cook my fish, put it on the side, and then cook the rest of the stuff, and then put it together, just because I don't want the fish to disappear in the food, right? You want to see, you know, it keeps his body. All right, and then with the Swiss chard, I have some cabbage, repollo, that I can put in there. Or maybe I'll just use that for the soup. Okay, let's see, we'll see. All right, let's season the fish because it is time. So salt and pepper. Un poquito de sal, no mucho. I'm gonna put the other one too. And so I'm just doing the acid, salt, and pepper. And then when I'm the onions, I will saute when I'm getting ready to add everything else. Okay? So what are you guys doing over there at your house? What are you doing on Good Friday? Do you cook fish or you don't really care? I mean, the holidays, Holy Week is big in Panama because remember, Panama was a Spanish colony. So there is a lot of the Spanish influence here. In fact, I went to a little town called Chitre, and when I went there, I felt that Spanish influence really strong. People looked like Spaniards, they dressed like Spaniards, you know, flamenco dancing, Spanish restaurant cuisine. And one thing I noticed, I went to church there one time, and then the ladies were wearing pantyhose. I'm like, ooh, that's fancy. And so all the religious holidays and customs, it's really big here. And I remember when I was in Peru, They told me it was even bigger. They were really, really into um, the processions. And if you are passing by a church, you see everybody pass and they do the crucifix beside it, just walking past the church, just culture. So people are very into the religious processions here. And when I was here last year and I took part, and I thought it was, something Panama did, but then I realized they were doing it in Bolivia, in Guatemala, in Chile. And then even they were showing on TV how in Spain and other places, European countries were doing the same thing. So that part of the influence of the Spanish is really strong in that area. And there is he's not a cardinal, he's a Monsignor. He's a sweet gentleman. I like him. And he's always there in, those processions, going from one church to another. So we started with processions, I think last Sunday, and every night there was a different type of procession. Every day was something. Jesus, the poor man, Jesus, the whatever. So today is the crucifixion, Jesus on the cross. So I plan on going to that procession in Casco Viejo tonight. It starts at 8, I believe. They have like 7, I said that before, 7 churches in the Casco Viejo area that are, part of the old history. So there is a tour that you can do on your own. And I have written down the 7 churches. I'm going to do that. I did it last year and I was able to do 6 because one of them wasn't open, but I think they reopened it, the Santo Domingo one. So I'm going to visit the 7 churches. I'm going to go in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock, so that I can finish and get home. I'm putting some lime juice. Yeah, so I can get back at a decent time, right? Because I don't like to be out late. All right, so we have acid, we have salt, pepper. I gotta taste to see if it's got enough. And this is the ceviche principle. Once you start putting the acid, the fish is gonna start to cook. And that's why you don't need to, season your fish and marinate it, because then you're making ceviche. Even here in Mexico, Mexico is big too. Don't you love it? I just love all that. And people carrying the big, I don't know what you call this. They have Jesus on top. It's a statue, I guess. And people, and they're always explaining why people choose to carry the thing. And they said it's a form of penance, like if something they did, and it's like going to the priest and, for the confession. So they said people volunteer to do that. And it's also kind of a sign of maybe almost like a semi-pilgrimage, penance or pilgrimage, that you want to do something to assuage, to pay for your sin or whatever, But they have a lot of people who volunteer to do that. And then they have the bands. They have bands from different schools. This week they had a band from Chitre, and then sometimes they have the national band. They have the police. I mean, it's a whole country thing that people participate in, and everybody's somber. Nobody's, laughing, and we get a lot of tourists who come to participate. And the area there, Casco Viejo, they are counting on, they say about 300,000 people participate in Semana Santa here. So it's a tourist, attraction as well. And the people here hope that they can make some money. Because when you come to Casco Viejo, of course, you know, all the restaurants and places, they're hoping that, you know, their presence bring some business. So I don't know anybody who doesn't like to go to Casco Viejo, okay? I'm gonna put a little bit of oil just to loosen this a little bit. I bought this at a Cologne event. It's a hot sauce from Cologne. So I'm gonna try it. But I do have hot peppers. I still have some habanero. Ooh, see. I'm gonna put a little bit, not too much. Wow, it is hot. I can see you putting this on some chicharron. Yum. You know what chicharron is, right? Fried pork, where you have the skin, the fat, the meat, and then you cut it through. We eat some of that here, but Peru, oh my God. They love chicharron. They even have restaurants that just sell chicharron, and they call them chicharroneria. Because remember, every time you say ria in Spanish, that means that's where they do something. They sell it or they make it. So chicharroneria, I used to see that, but I wouldn't dare go in there in a place like that. But I did try some chicharron at a market in Cusco when I was there. It was just too much. You know, like I said, my stomach is just revolting to a lot of things nowadays. So, alrighty. So I'm gonna put some habanero in here. I had to have a little heat. I'm sorry. All right. So we're going to cook this fish, and then I'm gonna put it to the side. It's got enough acid. All right, are you gonna be upset? Oh, you following me? Okay. You're not upset this time. This lady said she likes when I talk to it. It is safe. Is it safe to travel there? Where? You mean here in Panama? Or you mean Casco Viejo? Casco Viejo, they have lots of police presence. Well, when they pickpocketed me, I was close to that area, so. You still have to be aware. You know, don't be like I was, clueless, not paying attention. Well, this morning I was reading that this person said somebody took her phone somewhere on the Cinta Costera, which is right across the street from me. You know, even when I go walk on the Cinta Costera, I don't go late at night. And the police tell you not to be on the path because after a certain time of the day, people don't walk. So I go around 5, and by 7, I'm in my house because I don't want to be on a path, and there are certain paths that would be more isolated. It's just common sense, right? And then the phone situation in Peru is rampant. I haven't heard too many of that here. So with this person, that's the first time I've heard it in recent time. So you gotta be aware. Right. You know, one thing I wish I had is a smaller cast iron. My cast iron is like a weapon. I could use it like a weapon because it's so huge. But that's what I wanted. Look at the size of this thing. So if anybody is thinking about coming in this apartment, I have this, I'm gonna get you, okay? So, oh, it looks so good, see? I cleaned it up and what do they call that? Every way you do that to make sure you keep your cast iron good. But anyway, this is, ooh, too big. So, when I was coming over, maybe 2 years ago with it, and it was, I want to say it was in my carry-on. How did I carry this heavy stuff in my carry-on? But when I got to the security, they took it out, and they looked at it, where was I? And I'm like, oh, please, please don't take it, please don't take it. Because I had a small blender one time, and they took it. They were like, oh, the blade, you can't go through with it. I'm like, okay. But they did not take my cast iron. So anybody coming back, I would love a small, not small, but a medium size, and then I would pay you for it. So please bring me a cast iron. Ooh, I got my big knife today. And you know, Danita, you would think I'm in Mexico. I just love cilantro so much. And then yesterday I hear that it clears your blood, it does this, it does that. I'm like, ooh, okay. I have a friend here who's almost allergic to cilantro. And I'm like, who does that? Who's allergic to cilantro? But if we go out, we have to make sure we ask if, you know, there is any cilantro in the dish, because she can't have it. All right. I'm going to take the rest of this little marinade. I'm going to put it in the regular fish, because I'm going to do the same thing with the other fish. I'm going to cook it separately, just because I don't know how dense it is. And this fish that I'm going to cook, it's not a white fish, you see? And one of the subscribers said it's one of the cheapest fish here in Panama. Go something, so with a G. I don't remember what the name is. So I don't have any idea if it's gonna cook fast or not. So I'm gonna cook it also separately, and so that we can see. All right. Acid. It's almost like I feel you can't ever have too much lemon juice. There are certain things I'm in love with. Garlic, lemon or lime, and herbs. I love herbs. All right. So what I'm gonna do with this fish, I'm gonna make a soup, because it's like a whole fish. I'm going to make like a coconut fish soup. I have coconut milk. I'm gonna put carrots. I have some leeks left. I have cabbage, and I have yuca. So I'm gonna put all that together in my soup. So, cooking fish two ways. Two ways. All right. So I'm gonna use another pot. try to cook something in this dish and it did not come out right. I was trying to make the corn porridge. Didn't come out the way I thought, so in the trash it goes. So that corn porridge is still chasing me. I have to figure out a way to do it. I do. Oh, you're not mad today? You followed me? Okay. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to cover this because look at this. Look at this Corvina. You see how it's holding its shape? So that's why you can use Corvina in like a stew because it's not going to fall apart quickly. So I'm going to cook it, turn the heat down a little bit, and sorry, I'm that kind of cook. I cannot stand for my station, that's what we used to call it, to be dirty. All right, let's start this one. Down here, you're not going to see it. Let's see. I know. Cutting out acid. Oh, we need hot peppers. Alright. We have 2 habanero left, but I do have the other tray of the smaller one. Ahi chumbo, which is what they call it here for the habanero. I think I told you guys last week. Alright. I cover it just to speed up the cooking process a little bit. Yeah, because it's not soft yet. Alright. Thank you. I want to leave America so bad. I don't know where to go. Let me tell you guys, I have been stressing, really. Because you know, you wake up and then all you read or see is all the stuff going on. It is heartbreaking. You know, we're not in America, but that doesn't mean we're not, you know, touched by what's happening. And we feel for you. It's all these arrests, people, citizens, you know, being arrested and sent to, this is nuts. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. So, if you're young, you know, I know there are some places in Europe that people say they can, if I slow. All right, it's too hot. Yeah, people say that you can get like a degree. I've heard several people talk about that. So getting a student visa might be an option for some people. Now remember that, you know, you may have some reciprocity in terms of everything that's been happening with other countries. So no, it's a tough situation. Really, really tough. Why do you keep popping like that? Let's get some onions in here. This is for my soup, so I don't need to cut those onions so small because they're gonna become part of my veggies. Although by the time we finish with the soup, it will be, would have disappeared. A little bit more garlic, just because I love garlic so much. It's getting there. But I need to taste though to see if the seasoning is on point. A little salt, but it's okay. So what I'm going to do with that is when I put the ackee and the tomatoes, then I can work on that. Okay? Now, I'm currently in Cabo Verde. Came with a group who left last Saturday, and now I am by myself and bored to death. Where is Cabo Verde? Is it the place? I mean, you mean Cape Verde in Africa? I'm supposed to be here till May the 19th. Don't think I can make it. Uh-oh. It's that bad. Huh. Where is Cabo Verde? All right, I'm gonna put the fish. This thing is, but it's not showing you guys what I'm doing. Hold on. Yeah. The head is huge. Look at the size of it. I probably could have cut it, but Alright, I'm gonna put all the marinade. Let it start cooking. You're always building flavor when you're cooking. Okay, where is my top? My top. Huh. There it is. All right. So we have that going. Yeah. Well, the one thing you don't do here in Panama and be bored, because there is always so much to do. So much. There is beach, you know, you go on so many tours. There's wildlife that you can go see. There is mountain, there is hiking. And I think that's what makes Panama special, is the diversity of everything here, right? So you can do a lot. All right. And what I like to do when I do my fish with the ackee, I also put some curry in there. This dish is very shallow, so when I cook something in there, I have to always keep an eye on it, because the metal will burn. And that's what I meant about if you have good utensil, good stuff, and you're coming over here, bring them, okay? Because the quality is not the same. And that's why I say a medium-sized cast iron would be perfect. But that's what you do as a cook. You adjust and you do the best you can with what you have. You've seen those shows where they put the chefs on a beach and they say, do this barbecue or whatever. You have to learn to do those things. You adjust. All right, so now I'm going to do the ackee with the tomatoes. I'm going to turn the oven on for the, well, maybe not yet. I was thinking of my plantain. I'm not going to cook it on the stove today. I'm going to put it in the oven so I can press it, make it look pretty. Yeah. I did not like Rwanda at all, even though Rwanda was absolutely stunning. Oh my God. Have you been to the interior? That trip up and down the mountain? Oh my God, God's creation. Those mountain views, absolutely insane. But my spirit didn't connect there. And because I'm such a spiritual person, if I don't feel right, And when I say I didn't feel it in Ghana either, people look at me sideways. I didn't feel it. So I am where I'm supposed to be. And you know, everybody has their own story. My story is not your story, and that should be okay. You should be okay with that, right? It's a big old world out there. Now, South Africa, I did not get to see a lot of it. So when people ask me, I said I can't give you an educated, assessment, because with the Peace Corps, they kept us like we were almost like kidnapped. They did not want us to go here, to go there. And there's so many rules you have to follow. Yeah. So it was like, nope, you can't go here, red zone there. And we were in the village, so we didn't have access to a lot of transportation. And the language, you felt restrained. People tell me about Johannesburg. I said, well, I hear it's beautiful, but I haven't been there. So I really can't tell you about it. But that's another gorgeous country. Oh my God, all of Africa is just stunning. Everything I've seen, just beautiful. I would like to visit Kenya though. I was planning on it for this year, but I don't know. I might have to stay put. Too much going on. All right. Again, my fish and The ackees are about dice size, so we're gonna keep the same. Another principle of cooking, make sure your cuts are not totally off. You know, you have juliennes and you have dice. That is a sign that you really don't know. All right, so now we're going to put the tomatoes in, season, and then the ackee is already cooked and it doesn't need to cook a lot, because if you cook it a lot, it's going to disappear. Okay, so you have to be careful. And then again, the tomatoes, I'm going to keep them at the same size. Okay, more tomatoes. Yes, mass. I love those little grape tomatoes. I also like the multicolored one. Oh, that looks so good in a salad. All right, I think that's plenty. All right, now I'm gonna season this. And like I said, I like to put a little curry in mine. Jamaican curry powder. Turmeric, if I'm looking for color, I like to use turmeric because lots of good health values in turmeric, so why not? Basil, yeah, a little bit. I still haven't made the marinara. I don't know. I had a meeting yesterday with our sisters that I was working on. So I've been busy all week. And tomorrow I have my Spanish class. Next week I'm going to start another Spanish class. So I'm going to have 2 classes going. One on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. my time. And then on Thursday it's going to be 6 p.m. My time also. Now remember, with daylight saving, this is becoming, it's 1 hour. EST is 1 hour ahead. A little bit of hot sauce, not too much. See. Pepper. Un poco de sal. Beautiful, huh? Yeah. Now, because the fish doesn't have any liquid, I have to put some liquid in here because I want the fish to kind of, so I'm going to put the fish back in here. It's cooked, but it's not overcooked, like it's not going to fall apart. So I want it to be in here and marinate with everything else while I'm getting the taste. Okay, what is this fish doing? I'm looking at my fish here. All right, lady, you're supposed to look over here. Yes. Okay. Now see, it looks like it's getting ready to be cooked, so that's good. I'm going to leave the cover off. Happy Good Friday. You gave up alcohol and sweets for Lent. I think I'll continue even Pastor. Hey! That's amazing. Where was I? I think I met this sister the other day, and then she said, she was celebrating maybe 2 years of being sober. We were so excited for her. Oh my God, because I know what alcohol can do to you. No bueno. So that's amazing. Yum, yum, yum. Now see, for me, I could eat this. I could just put it on a plate and eat that. I don't need anything else. And then have some pineapple or papaya and I'm good. But I'm going to put my ackee in here. I love me some ackee. I'm gonna strain it, and it looks a little weird. Well, it's the ackee in a brine. You know what a brine is, right? It's like a marinade that you use. You do a brine for your turkey. And I don't know that I want all of that stuff in my food. So I'm gonna just add just a little bit of water, or I don't know if I have broth. Oh, Maggie. Oh, shocker. I'm putting a little bit of wet wine in mine, just because I love a little wet wine with my fish. Ooh, smells so good. Now, if you're Jamaican, don't be upset, okay? This is me. Actually, because I don't have veggie broth, I have a little bit of boiled water. I'm just going to add just a tad. All right, my fish is saying, I am ready. All right, stay right here and wait. So, I'm putting a whole habanero pepper in here just to give me a little bit of taste. It's looking yummy. I need some thyme. Fresh thyme. You're not cooking Caribbean if you don't put thyme in it, okay? I'm just telling you. I was surprised when I was in school to see how much thyme they use. The French use a lot of thyme. I was surprised. Yep, they do. Now they use parsley instead of cilantro, but they use a lot of thyme. That's probably why their food tastes so amazing. They have a dish that looks like a vegetable stew or something, potage. Oh, so good. And they have a chicken dish that they make. I want to make it one time. That's really good. But of course, they use wine in a lot of their cooking. Coq au vin. I made coq au vin in my restaurant, and they were having like some kind of like a fair. I think it was like a fair, and where the restaurants came and brought food and the community sample. You know, it was a way for you to kind of showcase your business. And I made coq au vin. Work my tail off. This guy was visiting. It was like an art festival. And then he said, "Oh, I'm French and this is pretty good." I was so happy. Which is, I get the same thing when I made sancocho for the first time. And these two Panamanian ladies said, "Sancocho, very good." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." Yeah, I'm so happy. Food makes me happy. And I cook to make people happy. Look at this, you guys. Isn't that amazing? So right now it's just about doctoring it, making sure the tastes are on point. Oh, wow. Pretty good. So now we're going to finish it off with some cilantro, just on top. Oh my gosh. It is so good. So even though I don't have peppers, but I substituted the peppers with tomatoes. Like I said, you gotta be creative, okay? And then when you're doing the cilantro here, you wanna do it rough. Roughly chopped. You don't want it, to disappear. And this is what I said about putting your herbs at the end. Remember I said that? That's what you wanna do. Because you want them to keep their flavor and just give it a punch. I don't even think I need to put any Monte au beurre in this one. So this is good. So I'm done with this. Okay? So now we're gonna get the soup going. Won't take long. So good. Wow. So this is my Corvina with ackee and tomatoes. All right. Set that there. Turn this off. All right. Now with this fish here, I am going to take it out. It tastes more like a mackerel. It doesn't quite taste like pompano, but that's okay. We can make it work. So we're gonna put that over here, and then we're gonna work on getting our soup going. So I have some carrots here. Easy. Remember, controlling your heat is important. Controlling your heat is one of the first skills that you learn as a chef. Because you don't want to burn your food. Once you burn food, it's hard to get the taste back. And you heard people say, "Oh, if you burn the food, what they say you put in it again? Like an onion or something? Or potato. The potato. That's not true. That's never worked for me. If I oversalt the food, I just had to start over. Alright. I have a lot of carrots in here. Alright. Oh, I have a leek. I want to use that. The rest of my leek. So we're just going to use the white, okay? Because the green is too rough. It would take too long to cook. Carrots don't take long to cook. Nor does yuca. Okay, right there. I'm going to rinse it just because leeks tend to have a lot of sand. It's very sandy. Uh-oh, over here. It was looking for me. That's so funny. And remember, when you are getting the leek out, don't take all the water out and then put it in here. You want to just do that because you're shaking still some of that sand off, okay? Oh my God, I remember when I had veggies. When I was at that station, when I was at the restaurant, oh my God. Your assignment would say 2 boxes of leek or potatoes or whatever that you had to prep. Dear Lord, I worked my butt off. Whew. I'm like, that's too much. All right, so I'm gonna need 1 habanero pepper. And I still had this pack. So we're gonna put 1 in there. Well, I guess I didn't follow my own advice. I ran out of veggie broth and I didn't make any more. And I do have stuff to make it. Let me check on this beet now. Oh, keep going. All right, so now I am going to put the yuca. I can actually just put that water in there already to start the broth. And yuca is very abundant here, as you can imagine, and it doesn't take a long time to cook. But yuca has a spine inside that you have to make sure you remove. Otherwise, you're going to bite into it and you're going to have to get rid of it when you're eating. And it's just not pleasant. And the sweet potatoes here are not the same. I haven't found one that I like. Like the, what did they used to call it at the store? Boniato. Boniato. I don't see boniato here. I think I saw them in Peru, in Lima. But not here. Now mango season has started, and I'm not a fan of Panamanian mango, unfortunately. I love their avocados. I don't like their mangoes. So I'm always looking for alternatives because I love mango. But they get a lot from Mexico and the Dominican Republic. I like those. We're gonna throw some herbs in here. Like the thyme you can put early. It's the cilantro that you want to put in the cilantro, the parsley, the mint. You want to put all those at the end, but the rest of them you can put in the dish while it's cooking. So we're gonna do a bouquet here for this because we definitely need it. Saludos. La Chorera. Oh, Ines, hola. Kurt Lazarus. Hey, what you cooking? Well, I made a fish. Today is Good Friday, so no meat. I don't eat meat. With ackee and tomatoes. And then I was trying a whole fish because I thought it might taste like my pompano, so I'm making like a fish soup. Have you ever made fufu with yuca? No, I have not. I'm not a fan of fufu. I don't like anything mashed too much. Oh, so it's not something I would try, unfortunately. I am not a fufu fan. Shh. Can you believe I went to Ghana? I had fufu and what's the other one? Banku. And I was like, what is all the rage? I do not like this. You know, everybody has their own, taste. Like I don't like banana pudding. I don't like anything that's mashed. When I make guacamole, my avocados are diced. I don't know why. And I could not explain to you why I don't. I just don't. But yuca, I love yuca just cooked with a little bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of cilantro and lemon juice. And then I like them when they fry it. But I've done it in the oven. You could make fries, out of it. And come on. You're acting up again. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, so we're pretty much almost done here. I want to cook the Swiss chard. The way we cooked it last time, nice and easy. So I'm going to turn the oven on. For this, I'm gonna wait on the yuca because the yuca cooks so fast. If I put it in here right now, it's gonna disappear, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna wait and put it in later. I really don't like my plantain this soft. But because I bought it, I think last weekend, it's like, it's time. I like it halfway, but we'll make it work. So I am cutting them in thicker pieces, okay? Then we're gonna put it in the oven. They're gonna cook really fast. And then I might just, we'll see if I can smash them. They might be too soft. You found me. Oh, look at that. She found me. You've never had it, Benita? I think it depends on where you live, or you're in Mexico. But I think if you found like a Ghanaian restaurant or a local to, to make it for you, it's probably something that some people like. I just don't like it personally. But it is plantain and yuca that they mash. All right. So we're gonna put a little bit of oil. You can make these in your air fryer. I watched this guy the other day make, he cut the green plantain. He put sprinkle a little bit of oil, put it in the air fryer. I don't know how many minutes. I've never used an air fryer because I don't really trust that technology. And then he took them out, he smashed them, and then, originally he did put some crushed garlic, which is probably good. And then after he crushed them, he brushed them with like an herb oil, like I mean an herb oil. They look, and then he sprinkled a little bit of sea salt on them. They look pretty good. I learned to make them in here in the oven without having to fry them. But plantains, tostones, according to Puerto Rican, we call it banan peze, meaning crushed bananas. And then here they call them patacones. Everybody calls them something different. I don't know what Mexico would call them, but I don't think Mexico are into plantains. All right, so. Oh my God, this thing is not boiling yet. I need to get this thing looked at because it is acting up. And it's supposed to be the hottest burner. All right. But I know it won't take long. All right, we're gonna do the Swiss chard. At this stage, it tastes good, so that tells you something, right? All right, with the Swiss chard, the only thing we do is a little salt and pepper, a little bit of oil, that's it. We don't need a whole lot. And I just love lime. What am I cooking, Kurt? Oh, I think I responded to you already. You never had it. I saw this guy make it on YouTube. I really do not know what yuca. You haven't seen yuca? Danita? I think they have yuca in Mexico. They do. And it's called yuca. So if you go to your vegetable stand, ask your people there if they have yuca. Yuca is all over the Caribbean and the Americas, okay? We make a hard shell kind of bread that we eat with peanut butter. Oh, that is so good. It's not the same as breadfruit. Breadfruit is different and breadfruit is good. Oh my gosh. It's funny because here in Panama, they talk a lot about Caribbean culture. Well, in the Caribbean, we cook a lot of breadfruit. But I think if I went to Bocas or Colon, I would find it. But it's not something I see here. At the farmers market, I don't see them. And I'm sure somebody's going to tell me where to find them. So, but that's the thing in Panama, right? You have to find where one item is just by asking around. So we found where to find, oh, that's good now. Where to find okra. Okra was something that I was craving. There were two stores that I could go to. Okay, well, you know, you saw me, it's gonna be like that. Once you peel it off, it's gonna look like that. It's very white. It looks like a yam. I wouldn't say sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are a little darker or red. And they even have purple sweet potatoes. But it's not like that. It looks like a yam. And then it has, once I cut it, I'll show you. It's got like a harsh spine inside that you gotta get rid of. Oh, there we go. All right. So why weren't you doing it before? What were you doing? Okay, here's another one. Just because I'm in the mood for curry, I'm gonna add a little curry to this. Curry never hurt anything. And then I'm gonna put some leche de coco in that soup. So it's gonna give you some Thai, you know, vibe, I guess you could say. Because, you know, you could make a Thai curry fish soup, but it won't have yuca and stuff like that in it. There's a recipe for a Thai curry with lime. You can do that with lime. All right, so I'm putting a little bit. That's like half a cup. The color is exactly what I want. But see, cooking is like anything. The more you do it, the better at it you become. And because for me, it's like, I'd rather do this than go to the mall. I'd rather do this than go spend money, right? I'd rather cook. So to me, it works. For me, it works. Okay? Yes, the color is exactly what I wanted. A little bit of yellow, a little white. Got all this goodness, the leeks and the carrots. Yum. And then yes, it's gonna take a lot of acid to get the taste to be what you want it to be. I'm putting some adobo. And slap your mama. Those are my two go-to. Every time I say slap your mama, somebody's like, slap your mama? Yes, there is a spice called spice slap your mama. I don't know who came up with that name, but boy, oh boy, it fits. I think I'm gonna put the fish in and then put the yuca in, because the fish was still a little bit on the hard side. So that might be just the time. And the fish is gonna help with the taste, right? Oh, I should have cut that head. Oh my goodness, okay. Imagine tomorrow or the next day I'm gonna have fish soup. Yes, 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 yes. Ooh. The tail is sticking out. Oh my goodness, yeah. So if you're making that fish soup, cut your fish in smaller pieces. It will help. Not quite there yet, but I still have some. I put the bouquet in here. I'm gonna put some more cilantro. So we're gonna put the yuca in. I don't know if you're gonna see it, but when you're cooking the yuca, on the inside here, you have to cut this little part out. Okay. I love yuca. I don't know, I like the taste. And here we have it in our sancocho. Well, some places. Not every place has yuca in their sun culture. And what the locals will tell you, oh, the classic sun culture, something yummy. I'm like, okay, okay, yes, sir. I thought of putting the okra in here, but I'm not because it's just not okra. I mean the cabbage. It's just not something you associate with fish soup. So I'm not. I'm gonna I change my mind. And that's the other thing, you know. You can change your mind. It's okay. So we're getting ready to get into the rainy season here in Panama. And there was a person who lives in another area, and she's like, we never had a summer. I'm like, I don't know. But we haven't had much rain, so I don't know what she means by the summer, because we only have 2 seasons here. Rainy season and dry season. You notice I taste a lot, right? Because I want to be sure I get my taste right. I'm gonna put a little bit more coconut milk. All right. I'm gonna put all the yuca because I just don't want it to sit here and then I forget about it and I don't have anything to do with it. So we're gonna have lots of yuca. Whoa. I hit one of that spine. Yep, so you could call this a Thai-inspired fish soup with yuca. And then at the end, I'm going to put a bunch of cilantro. That's all. I don't even want to put the tomatoes in here. Certain foods just don't go together, or they do go together. So I need some salt. Little bit of this hot sauce. You know, when you're trying to get your flavors to come together, you add different things. And acid is always something good to bring a dish together. Swiss chard. I just love the way it just comes out all glistening and shiny. What's not to like? Salt and pepper. Very little. And a little bit of lime juice. And voila. I think Swiss chard is becoming my favorite green. I don't like kale. I just put kale in my smoothies. I just don't like the taste. But that Swiss chard just does the trick. Look how pretty. Okay. That's good there. Come on. And you know, when you're doing your soup, you want to be sure you have enough liquid. I watched something earlier, this Jamaican chef, he does something, he calls Ilta stew? I'm going to make it. I said I'm going to, so he is, I think he's vegan. And it's like, you know, the base, garlic, onions, green peppers. He had a bouquet, put the habanero pepper, then he put the coconut milk, and then he had every single type of Caribbean veggies. He had plantains, he had calabaza squash, he had chayote, he had nyame, and then he put it in there, you know, with the water, it cooks, and then towards the end he put pigeon peas and the white beans that they like to put in oxtail. I mean, all that together. And I was like, you know, I would call that a curry, but he called it a soup, a stew. They do, never bought it. I have to try and cook it. Okay, good, good. Yasi Raza, hola Rasil. Can you stay? Okay, the soup is almost done because the consistency is just coming together. Excelente. I think we need a few more minutes for the yuca and then we'll be done. I'll put more acid and then load it up with some cilantro. And you see the fish is holding itself. That's what you want. The secret in making fish soup, make sure you have the right texture soup so it doesn't disappear. Okay, now it looks to me like it's just about ready. But the yuca looks like it needs a little bit more. Just more acid. I get so excited when it all comes together. I can't explain why I'm excited. Come on, little girl. So this soup, you can serve it with some wedges of, you know, some lime wedges. And that is like a Thai infused or inspired. It just came out amazing. The texture is just perfect. Look at that. Look at that. All right, let's get ready to load it up. I still haven't put that cilantro in the pot. I haven't been anywhere. All right, so I want to be sure I'm not putting too much of that, the spine, in my food. So Perfecto. So you see, you can just play around in your kitchen and you come up with something beautiful and delicious. Just play, try, mix and match, you know? And if it doesn't work, try again. Try again. The fun is in the trying. I find it really interesting when I try. And not everything I try comes out okay. You know, I'll try it, I'm like, no. All right. Let's see if the yuca is ready. And then the yuca will finish cooking too in the broth. But the broth is just absolutely, let me look at this. It will finish cooking in the broth. So you can put, I can put the cilantro roughly chopped. Mess. Gonna put a little bit more of that hot sauce, that cologne hot sauce. Woo. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Ooh, it looks so good. Oh. Now I have seen Thai soup with just the coconut milk, the broth, and then lime. That's it. I need a little more. So I put carrots in mine. It is so good. Lacinato kale, also called dinosaur kale. They look similar. Yeah, it tastes amazing. It's just that I just don't like kale. I don't know. It feels rough, and I know it's healthy. You know, some people, there's something they don't like. But if I put it in my smoothie, it's okay. But I'm not gonna make a salad with kale. And I'll put it in a stew or something. Yeah. Okay, so our soup is amazing with yuca and cilantro and carrots. So we get fish two ways. I'm gonna forget my, they're not quite ready, my plantain. So if I don't have them, I don't have them, but, oh, I needed to put the heat higher. Okay, all right. So we can plate. Ooh, yeah, I don't want to keep you guys forever. We're gonna put our soup in here. But I was determined not to have too many carbs today, so that's why I just stopped at the using the plantain because I had it. And like I said, I told you, that's how I cook. I look at what's in my fridge, in my cupboard, and I kind of mix and match and come up with something. So now we're going to put our fish soup in here. Oof. Now, if you're one of those people who don't like to see the fish head, I'm gonna cut it off for you, okay? Everyone's like, I don't want to see the head. Doesn't bother me, okay? But I'll be kind So we have that big piece of fish, and it's still holding itself. So whatever that fish was, it's a good soup. It's a good fish for soup, okay? Remember what I said. You don't want a fish that's gonna, like a sole or some really white, delicate fish. That's not what you want if you want to make soup. Mahi would be good. Not even cod. Cod, if you make it, you could do it cod for like the Thai soup because you're not gonna cook it for a long time, right? Because cod cooks really fast. So, and one thing I like when Caribbean cook, they always put allspice and stuff in their food, and allspice is good. It just elevates a lot of, oh my gosh. Oh, look at the color. Isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. So now you can sprinkle a little bit more of that cilantro as a decoration because mine, some of it is starting to go yellow. I have to pick and choose. All right, but if you wanted to just put some like in the middle, there you go. Mm-hmm. Fish soup. All right. This is the first dish. Ooh, I do have a little bit more of that white wine. This is Chardonnay, but I like Riesling. I'm a Riesling girl. And I do have some all for me. Alright, okie dokie. Let us. Oh, that soup looks amazing. Oh my goodness. Oh, and it smells so good. Alright. So now we're gonna plate our ackee. So we're gonna have the fish, the Corvina with the ackee and the tomato, with the Swiss chard, contrast, and then the beets. So this is cooked. I'm going to cool it off and then peel it. I was gonna make put some boiled egg, but I forgot. You don't need to. You know, when you go to Ghana and then you're getting their food, a lot of their food have egg on the side of it. I want to try to figure out where that came from, but yes, they'll have boiled egg with. They have a dish, it's like rice with something else, and then some pasta, and then a boiled egg. Different. But see, this is the beauty of when you go somewhere and then you're learning their culture. I don't know where that came from, but that's the way they roll. All right. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Swiss chard. The green and beautiful. The green and the beautiful. Remember that soap opera, The Bold and the Beautiful? Oh my God, when I was little, I used to run from school to go watch All My Children and Oh, the tomatoes are, I mean, the things are looking good. All right. And then now, oh, let's peel the beet and slice it up. I love beets, but my best way of cooking beets, and I put it in a foil, and then I sprinkle a little salt, pepper, and a little bit of oil, and close the foil and let it cook. But the thing is, it takes a long time, and it kind of, sometimes I'm not the most patient person. I'm like, oh, why does it take so long? Plus, I'm thinking it's using a lot of energy. So I prefer to just boil it and slice it. And you know, beets are good for you. So I would prefer to just cook it like this. Okay, that's good. And then we are going to okay, the fish with the ackee. I was trying to figure out how to plate it. I'm not coming up with any fancy way of serving this, okay? All right. Tomatoes. Contrast again, colors. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. So with our plantain, what shall we do? Now remember, the way you're gonna find plantains when you order it, it's gonna be fried. We're not frying anything. I don't fry anything in this kitchen anymore. I don't think I've fried anything since I came to Panama. No fried food for me. I was watching this lady who's 74 and looks like she's in her 50s. She's the vegan chef from LA. And she was speaking my language today when I saw her, a clip that she did. She was having a pedicure, and then she's talking about how we are feeding our kids all these processed food. And I'm like, yeah. She said, I don't even have a chance because we just been indoctrinated in eating this trash. Everything is for your convenience while it kills you. Oops. Yeah, you gotta take the time and cook your food. Don't be in a rush. Cooking should be a pleasure activity. This is my plate. Swiss chard, beets, fish with ackee and tomatoes, and plantain. And my fish soup. Thai-inspired fish soup with coconut milk, yuca, and carrots. Right? So we can have fish two ways. All right? So I am going to enjoy this Good Friday. Well, maybe I'll watch a service or something, and then tonight I'm going to go to Casco Viejo to the procession. They do a very nice procession. Thank you for the food ideas. Happy Easter, Deirdre. Way, hang, go. Love your presentation. Gracias. Denita. I hope you're having some fish, my sis. Sto cercando Johnny. Chi lo ha visto. You looking for Johnny? No, I haven't seen Johnny. You're welcome, you guys. Thanks for hanging with me. I know on the Good Friday there's not much going on. This city is dead here, which is a good thing. But everybody went to the country to be with their family. That's what they do every holiday. They love to go back and see their family. So this is what Panama is, Panama. Okay? All right, you guys. Have a good day. Bye. Happy Easter. Remember, I will not be here on Sunday, okay? Because I want to go to Easter service. But I will see you the following Sunday. Au revoir la prochaine. Bye bye. I'm going to have some wine with this.